Alright, so in the previous video, we looked at several ways to trace our commit history. Now, say you want to make some changes to your older commits. It's a widespread use case because we often forget to add certain things to our commits. We also sometimes accidentally add some extra stuff to our commit, which ideally should have been in a separate commit. These are common occurrences that you'll realize once you start working with Git. In this video, we'll take a look at a few basic tools that Git provides to undo the changes that we have made. One of the common undos takes place when you commit too early and possibly forget to add some files, or you mess up your commit message. If you want to redo that commit, you can use the amend flag in the commit command. The flow remains the same. You make the additional changes you forgot, you stage those changes, and then commit them, but this time using the amend option. It will take your staging area and use it as a reference for the commit. If you have made no changes since your last commit, then your snapshot will look exactly the same and all you will be able to change is your commit message. So let's do that. I'll do git commit right away and attach the amend option. You can see that there is no badge over here, which means that I have no changes since the previous commit. This should automatically take me to the commit message editor. Yeah, you can see here my older commit message here. It's been opened inside a Vim editor. Editing inside Vim can be a little tricky for beginners, but I'll take you through the bare minimum that you'll need to update your commit message. By default, inside Vim, you are in escape mode. You won't be able to edit anything in this mode. To edit your message, you'll need to switch to the insert mode, which you can do by pressing I. So I've pressed I now, and you'll be able to see this insert tag at the bottom here, which means that now we can edit the message. So I'll quickly change this. Now to save this, you'll first need to get out of the insert mode by pressing the escape key. After that, you'll need to press colon. This is used whenever you want to run a command. After colon, you can either type WQ, which stands for write and quit, or you can simply type X, which basically does the same thing. So I'll do X. You can see over here colon X, and I'll press enter. You are now out of the Vim editor, and now if you check the logs, so git log, you won't be able to see the older commit message, but instead you see this new message here, edited commit message. There's no new commit added. It's just that we've updated the previous commit message without creating a new one. The Vim editor that you just saw is what we get by default whenever we try to make a commit to the Git repository. The only reason why we did not get it in the previous video when we were trying to commit is because we had the -m flag attached to our commit command. If I do not use it and just type git commit directly, the same Vim editor window will show up, but I find it convenient to add the commit message in the command itself, so I leverage the M flag. Now let's add a file and try to fix it in the same commit. So I'll create a file here, script.js. Let me add something inside this file. I'll add it to the staging area, and now if I try to commit it and use the amend option, I get this Vim editor again, and you'll be able to see the changes that are going to be committed. So the script file here and the test file here are the changes. The test file was introduced in the previous commit. Since we are making changes to the same commit, it's going to look like both these files were added in the same commit, if that makes sense. So I'll just move forward with this. And now if I do git log, I still have the same commit message here at the top. If I look at the stats, I'll be able to see these two new files, script.js and test.js inside this commit. The obvious value of amending commits is to make minor improvements to your last commit without cluttering your repository history. Okay, so we now know how to amend commits. Let's now look at how to unstage files from the staging area. Say we are working on a new feature in the project. I'll be creating a new file. I actually have a new file already here, so let's just create a new function called feature. While working on this feature, let's say I come across a bug in a different file. So in the test.js file, let's say this is a bug here and it's not supposed to be hello WLRD, it's supposed to be WRLD. Now I fixed the bug and I want to commit it to the repository. But while staging it, let's say I accidentally use git add and period. So it's going to stage all the files now. Over here, you'll be able to see both the files are inside the state changes section. So this is not what I wanted. I wanted the bug fix to be in a separate commit and I wanted the feature to be in a separate commit. If I do git status, both the files here are inside the staging area. But you can also see this command over here. Git restore -- staged and the name of the file to unstage a particular file. Let's actually do that. Git restore, and I want the feature out of this commit, so I'll get rid of script.js and I press enter. Now if I do git status, one file is in the staging area and it is ready to be committed, and one file is not in the staging area, it's only in the working directory and I need to add it to the staging area first before committing it. And this is the file which has a new feature in it. So essentially there's only one file that is ready to be committed and the second file is not. So this is what we wanted and we were able to achieve it using git restore. So let me just commit this. Alright, now let me do git status once again. Now if you look closely here, there's git restore again that is being used. But this time it's not to unstage a file, but instead it's to discard changes in the working directory. So essentially any changes that I've made to the script.js file, it will go back to what it was in the previous commit. So this line here will be removed if I do git restore. Let me do that, git restore script.js, and you can see here that there is no staged option. So this means that we are not dealing with the staging area right now. We are only dealing with the file in the working directory and we just want to discard the changes that it has currently in it. So let me do this and press enter. You'll see that the line here has disappeared. So it basically went back to its previous commit stage. Previously, there used to be a git reset command which did all of this. Since git 2.23.0, this restore command was introduced. The git reset command, especially paired with the hard option, is a very dangerous tool which can create irreversible problems. We'll take a look at it in a separate video. Now, while these commands are helpful, I don't really use them that often. If you go inside the source control tab in VSCode, there are plenty of options that will help you do whatever we achieved in this video. So let me show you what I'm trying to say. I'll add one more console log. Now in the source control tab, you can see that there's a changes section here. Let me add this file to the staging area. Now this file, instead of being in the changes section, has now moved to the stage changes section. So it's in the staging area now. You have an option here, this dash symbol. It basically lets you unstage this particular file. So if I just click on it, it's going to be unstaged and it's now part of the changes section again. There's one more option here that lets you discard the current changes. So if I click on this, it will ask for a confirmation whether I want to discard the changes. If I click on discard, it's again going to remove the change. So essentially what we did using git restore, I can simply do that using VSCode itself. But yeah, it's better if we know these commands and what they can potentially achieve. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video. If you have any doubts or suggestions, you can put them in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.